I had to make this video because I didn't know people were actually still dealing with this. Um, I don't know. It just popped up on my YouTube. This gentleman, he was saying reasons why he doesn't date black women. I mean, I just haven't really been offended by this in a long time because I know, like, when people say that, they're being ignorant. And I kind of look at it as like a state of depravity in a sense because, you know, how do you just exclude a whole race concerning dating? That like doesn't make any sense to me at all because it's not really about a person's skin color, it's about their heart. And but people don't know this yet. A lot of people don't know it yet. And so it's just a peculiar like what? But yeah, no, I did say like even a month or so ago I wouldn't date white men. Um, and you know, it was based off of just thinking they wouldn't understand what I was going through, but also because there is this understanding that the black people descend from the tribe of Judah and probably other tribes as well. And so if you're dating a white person, you're dating a Gentile, and God spoke against that. I can't 100% get behind people just not dating outside of their race because they descend from the tribes of Judah or Levi or whatever, just because at that point I think they're Gentiles. And so really they're just dating people that are just like them. And then, you know, if somebody is in the church, a white guy, whatever, a black guy, or I'm sorry, or a white girl, and they are dating someone who has a lineage of the Hebrews, a black person or, you know, some other race, you know, it's like at that point, you're neither Jew nor Gentile. It even talks about in what, Ezekiel 47, it talks about how they will have children among us, those who were Gentiles and decide to join Israel. So can I really be, you know, that racist towards people dating outside the race? I don't think so. Um, but though sometimes I'm just like, well, why? And so this guy gave his reasons. I didn't watch the whole video because I was just like, this is just stupid. Like, it's stupid. Um, but he said something about an interaction with a girl, and she was like real loud and obnoxious to him at first. Like, I would never date a guy that wears Converse. Oh my gosh. And I totally could see that happening in Atlanta. Like, I mean, just the vanity of the people in Atlanta just, it's obnoxious. It is. Super stupid what she said. Super stupid, you know. She was acting out of her ignorance. So now this man is acting out of his ignorance, saying that he would not date any black girl ever because of this one black girl or two black girls who have struck him in the wrong way. It's just kind of silly to me. But I know, like, in high school, the black guys said openly they didn't want to date black girls because there's this perception that especially white women are of more value. And I can tell you, being in 12 countries and interacting with plenty of different races, white women are not of more value than anyone else. A lot of them are just as crazy as these black women that you're claiming are crazy. Except theirs, from my experience, is more of a like manipulative, mental type manipulation that they use that is just as crazy. And they learn how to hide things better. Where, from my experience, black women can be much more expressive concerning how they feel. And so, you know, I just wouldn't go the route of putting someone on a pedestal saying that they're less crazy. And the interesting thing is, I was learning about the pineal gland today and melanin, which is the secretion that comes from your pineal gland, which gives you your skin color. So the more melanin, the darker you're going to be. Oh gosh, I've seen so many beautiful dark skinned black people in Africa. This would have never been me 10 years ago. I would have been like, I'm not dating that person, they're black. But I just like, it's so beautiful to me. It's just crazy. And I've seen my husband in dreams, and he's going to be African. He's not going to be super dark, but he's going to be a little darker than me from what my dream looked like. But yeah, and so this is also responsible for attracting light and that kind of thing. And so the pineal gland is actually more calcified on average in white people than it is in Asian people and in black people. They didn't give the Latinos, but in black people it was anywhere from 5 to 10%. In Asian people it was anywhere from like 20 to 23%, and then white people it was like 60 to 80%. So, you know, if you have a calcified pineal gland, it means that you're not, that connection with God is not as strong. And so, you know, you're trying to say black women are crazy. You have no idea what that white woman is thinking about you, okay? Wasn't a guy just killed by this girl that said she only dated black guys? Like, no. The thing is, if somebody is really crazy, they're going to be able to hide their crazy much more easily. It's going to be a psychological crazy. So don't just assume because somebody's white and docile and nice that they're not crazy. Don't do that. Believe me, do not do that. I have literally met so many white people, white girls, white guys. I'm thinking they're the nicest people in the world. I'm talking to this dude, and he's all like, I do wish we could do sacrifices. It just really would be interesting to cut the neck of a freaking lamb. And I'm thinking to myself, is this guy crazy? Like, he seemed really nice, but he's like really wanting to see an animal die in his hands. That's not normal. So you have to use discernment concerning people, not just looking at their skin color and saying, I don't want anything to do with that, in which I'm really convicting myself because I've kind of been hiding away from black people because my experience in Atlanta was terrible. I mean, I could not catch a break type deal. It was like every single black person was coming against me. And so after that, I was like, all right, well, maybe I just don't need to be around black people. They don't like me or whatever the deal is. But, since then, I've talked to a few black people and it's about the individual. It's literally about the individual. That's what I'm going to say concerning that. So I was speaking earlier on a video because so many black women, they feel rejected already. So to have the men that are supposed to be uplifting them and protecting them, and they're not, it's going to cause some damage. And so, that's part of the reason why people act a fool is because they're damaged. That doesn't mean that they can't heal. They can heal, but when you're constantly saying things like, oh, I don't want to date you, you're the lowest on the totem pole, I hate this and I hate that about you, like, it's definitely not going to help you come out of that damage so you can treat people with respect and you can therefore have a decent relationship with a black woman, whether it be for friendship or, marriage or whatever the deal is. So, to me, it just seems like a vicious cycle of just hatred and nobody really knows how to break it. Because everybody is they're walking in their feelings and they're walking in vanity. It's kind of sad, but at the end of the day, I think the Father is hopefully going to balance things out soon. Obviously, Kevin Samuels just died. He is one of the perpetuators of this hatred of black women movement, and unfortunately, a lot of people think that they were believing the truth when they listen to Kevin Samuels because he sounds so wise and eloquent and he has all this money and all these women. And, I think inwardly a lot of black men were listening to him and they are probably like, yeah, I've been oppressed so long that I think I deserve all these things and I need to be treated like a king. And, because I know black men that are like that as well, because they feel like they have no power and this is a way to get power. Especially if you're dating a woman who is powerful, like a white woman. I mean, when I say powerful, I mean they're put up on a pedestal, and so they have a lot of power concerning that. Other than that, they're no more powerful than anyone else. But yeah, so you have this kind of like trophy girlfriend type thing going on, and it makes you feel more confident type deal. But as Jesus said, don't build your house on sand. And that's what it is. You're building your house on sand when you're just dating someone because of their race or when you're rejecting people because of their race. So it's just funny. I didn't know these kinds of conversations were still going on because I used to have these arguments years ago concerning these things. But I think now the Father is giving me a clearer picture of the truth. A lot of people just need to forgive. If they forgive, then these cycles could probably be stopped because the more you dabble in this colorism or racism, the more it's going to come back on you because people reap what they sow. And so, I thought something to myself concerning a white person. I basically put them in the box. And it wasn't even a couple days later, someone had said the exact same thing to me as I had said about them. Why? Because with what judgment we judge others, we will be judged too. So don't go around saying, oh, every white person is dirty and evil or every black person is dirty and evil, because someone's going to end up saying something very similar to you, just so you know what God wants and what he doesn't want and what is truthful. He said he does not judge by appearance, but he judges by the heart. So anyway, you guys be blessed and have a good one. Bye.